Now remember, in our steps of finding the transportation cost, we are done with the initial feasible solution, whereby we dealt with northwest corner, least cost entry method. Now we are done with Vogel approximation method. Now, after getting the visible solution, then we move to so from the preparation of Vogel, now we are preparing optimal test. We want to test whether our solution is optimal or not. So how do you test the optimality? Under this stage, we test for the optimality, getting the best solution for the problem. Here we examine whether the solution should be improved or we reach the best solution. After getting the initial visible solution, we can further improve the solution by subjecting it to optimality test. The following are the methods necessary in testing optimality under transportation. The stepping stone method, that is 1, 2. The modified distribution method, that is 2. So these are the methods of subjecting initial visible solution into optimality test. Now, under this method, we modify the initial visible solution so as to get the optimal solution. So we are dealing with MODI, modified distribution, step 1. After obtaining the initial visible solution, we get the occupied cells and unoccupied cells. The occupied cells can be determined by the formula m plus n minus 1. Determining the value of the occupied cell by using the equation ui plus vj equals to cij, whereby cij is the cost of the cell, which is I and j. Determine the starting value of I to be 0. So always when you're dealing with the determination of Cij, make Ui to be 0. Number 2, determine the value of an occupied cell, which the equation is Dij equals to Cij minus Ui plus Vij. Decision point. If the value of Dij is positive, the solution is optimal and unique. So if the value of Dij is positive, then we have reached the optimal solution. If at least one value of Dij is 0 and the rest values are positive, then the solution is optimal, but there exists alternative solution. So we have another alternative solution. So we do the reallocation of the problem. If at the least one value of Dij is negative, then the solution is not optimal. What are we supposed to do? We move on to the reallocation. If the solution is not optimal, make reallocation. Give maximum allocation to the cell for which Dij is negative, making one of the occupied cell empty. So meaning that in the reallocation, we move the negative to positive. Now, so these are the steps to be followed in modified distribution method. Now, we take a question. We are solving a problem using MODI method. Formulate the equation for the problem using the northwest corner method solution. So our initial visible solution, we actually co-opted from northwest corner method solution. So this is what we found in our northwest corner method solution. Now, once you have this, then it means we now initiate the process of identifying if it is maximum or we need to still do what? Modify the solution. So can we have now the preparation? So in our preparation, we need to identify the values. So we have 6, 4, 1, 50, 3, 8, 7, 4, 4, 2. So we have the values already. So for the demand is 20, 95, 35. Now we start our process. So we said identify the occupied cells. So we have, these are occupied cells, the ones you are seeing in red. These are our occupied cells. So we put 20, 30, 40, 25, and 35. And 35. So already we have our table here for solving the problem as far as northwest corner method is concerned. So we have 20, 30, 40, 25, 25, and 35. Now, as far as our problem is concerned, so our occupied cells are, so using the formula Cij equals to Ui plus Vj. Now we are solving the problem. So we are identifying these values U1, U2, and U3. At the top here we have V1, V2, and V3. Now we need to find the values for these letters. So how can we get the values? So how do we get the values? This is how we get the values. We say from our procedures, we said make U1 0. Always make U1 to be what? 0. So if you make U1 to be 0, meaning that you start from the occupied cell. So C1, 1 will be 0 plus a value here gives us 6. So that value will be what? 6. In other words, we are saying 0 plus 6 plus 6 equals to 6. Number 2, C1, 2, the occupied cells. So 0 plus a value of V2 equals to 4. So what is V2? V2 will be 4. So V2 will be 4. This is 6. And then come to occupied cell C2, 2. So C2, 2. Our value here is 4. So U2 plus 4 equals to 8. Of course, our U2 will be what? Will be 4. So you come and write 4. Coming down, we need to get the U3. U3, our next occupied cell is C3, 2. So C3, 2 will be U3 plus 4 equals to 4. So meaning our U3 is 0. So you come and write 0. Then another occupied cell is C is 3, 3, which is U3